How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the very first episode of the Rift Review. My name is Tyler Bender, and this is a little show I'm going to be putting together from now on where I take League of Legends Pro play and dissect it for the viewers at home so they know exactly what's going on the Rift. Today we're going to start off with G2's rough summer start. Now the summer split started this past weekend, and G2, the former spring split champions and the former Worlds runner-up last year, just had a really rough weekend. They went 1-2 when they should have gone 3-0. I'm going to break down what they did good to start and the mishaps that they had later on. So let's get right into it with the first game's draft. So the first game, we'd see G2 versus Mad Lions. Running down the drafts here, we got Mordekaiser top, Rek'Sai jungle, Zoe mid, Varus ADC, and Kench support versus the Mad Lions with Wukong top, Lee Sin jungle, Oriana mid, Kalista ADC, and Blitzcrank support. Already off the bat, I give G2 the win for this draft. Varus, really good pick into the Kalista, and Zoe really good with a lot of damage late game, with the Rek'Sai and the Tahm Kench and the Mordekaiser able to sit in the front line and solo out these targets, especially the Wukong or the Oriana, so that Mad Lions isn't able to set up this wombo combo situation where they can just obliterate caps and perks. Great peel and overall a great draft on the side of G2. So then moving into some gameplay, we're just going to see a classic G2 setup right here. We see that Cap starts to make his way towards the top lane, looking for the dive on the Wukong. Caps is going to TP in for this, but he got Spellbook, so no big deal. They're going to CC the Wukong. All looks like it's going good. Sleepy Trouble Bubble, but uh-oh, they're not able to kill him just yet. A little too much tanking on the side of G2. Caps almost dies, Wonder almost dies, but they're going to be able to re-engage with the minion wave, pick up the kill before anybody dies. And that's just classic G2 right there, making sure that Caps gets his gold where he needs to so that he can start to scale into this game. Moving on, we're going to see the Lee Sin and the Wukong dive Mordekaiser top lane. Now that's okay because Jankos knows that he can immediately get this Drake, which he does with a little help from the Zoe. Great macro play from him there. But what this is going to allow is now that Mad Lion knows that Lee Sin's top and they know that Rek'Sai is bot, they know that they don't have any pressure. They just have to back up from the wave. Perks and Mickey going to be able to push it all the way into their tower with a lot of pressure, and the lethality burst trades on the side of G2 in their favor. And what's interesting is Jankos and Caps rotate together into this bot side jungle for Mad Lions to make sure that if the Mad Lions bot lane tries to engage, they are taking a numbers disadvantage fight and they will come out on top. Solid macro play and solid team play from G2. It's exactly what they needed in this game. Last play I want to highlight here is a fight for the Infernal Soul. Watch as Mordekaiser is able to just zone off the entire team, single out Wukong and his ult so he's not able to use the Shockwave Cyclone combo with the Oriana. Jankos able to secure the dragon as they just poke out Mad Lions. Mad Lions overstays just a little bit. G2 able to poke them out and eventually secure the ace. Allow them to push out mid wave. They pick off the Kalista as soon as she respawns and they just push it out to win the game. Great overall macro play with a great draft on top of that for G2 here. This is exactly the kind of games that you expect out of this powerhouse team. Now the second game against Origen is where we start to see G2 fall apart a little bit, and it all starts with this draft with the Wukong top, Lee Sin jungle, Zoe mid, Ezreal ADC, and Yuumi support against the Gangplank top, Set jungle, Corki mid of Phelios ADC, and Lulu support. One thing to really notice here on the G2 side is that there's not a lot of peel for this Ezreal and for this Zoe, and their early game, while strong, does not really match up what you got against a Set in the jungle and a GP top. So I already give G2 the loss on the draft. The tankiness coming out of Origen's comp with the ability to peel targets with the Lulu ult and the Corki ult and the GP ult and the Set ult, opposed to how G2 can only peel with either the Wukong ult or the Lee Sin ult. I already give Origen the win in the draft, and that's exactly what we see moving into the game. First play I wanted to highlight is later into the game. G2 is already down. They are going to get this pick on Lulu, however, so momentum might shift their way. In fact, Perks is going to be able to push out this wave with Jankos, but Wonder comes around the backside and they dive Corki here for really no reason. They didn't really have to pick this fight, and that ends up getting Jankos killed to the Aphelios too, not the person they want to give the gold to. GP TP's on the backside to try and clean the two up. However, it's not going to work. In fact, GP almost dies himself. But what happens next is real interesting. Instead of backing off, Perks knows Caps is coming down from topside. They have no idea where the set is though. So Perks is just going to step up into the team of 4, not knowing that Set's coming behind him to make this a 3v5 fight. And Set's just going to ult him back into his team. They clean up both the Ezreal and the Yuumi, and that leads into a Baron and a lot of pressure on the side of Origen. Another weird play here as Soul Point is about to spawn. G2 believes that they can pick off this set with a Sleepy Trouble Bubble. Jankos lands the Q on the Lee Sin and immediately goes in. But look at the peel from the Lulu ult. Look at the peel from the Set ult. Look at the damage from the Ophelia ult. Wonder tries to get in on the backside, but it's no use. His team has to run away. This leads to Soul Point for Origen and a Baron for Origen, which they just run down into the G2 base, able to clean them all up. Just a weird play overall. Don't understand what Jankos was really thinking, and it cost them the game. Last game is against Vitality, the team who had 2 wins last split, coming in with 3 new players. Running down the draft, we got Orin top, Lee Sin back in the jungle, Galio mid this time, Aphelios bot lane, and back with the Tahm Kench is Mickey on the support role. But over to the Vitality side, we have Sion in the top lane, Gragas jungle, an interesting pick in Jace mid, the Kalista ADC, and the Thresh support. Already, I give this to Vitality again, just solely based on the Jace mid pick. G2 does not have a lot of damage. Their only real source of late game damage is going to come out of the Aphelios. So unless they can get Aphelios super far ahead, they're not really going to have any damage. As opposed to Vitality, they got a lot of mid-game damage with the Jace and a lot of late-game damage with the Kalista, with a lot of good peel tools for Kalista going into the late game. So I already give this draft to Vitality. I already give the game to Vitality. They do end up winning it, and we'll see why. First play I want to highlight here is Mickey losing his flash, heal, and exhaust real early. He makes a bad misplay by stepping up as the Team Vitality bot lane hits level 2 before them. Mickey has to burn the flash, he burned the exhaust, they had to burn the heal just to keep him alive, and this allows for a regank. Gragas is going to come in behind him. They know the Lee Sin was top side, so Gragas just comes in behind him. Good bait from Vitality to make sure that the Aphelios and the Tahm Kench decide to take a fight here. After the TP in from the Orin, they are able to kill Gragas, and this is after Caps walked all the way from base as well. Really trying to get this Aphelios ahead is the problem. They do give him the kill, but that's not enough as Mickey has already started to let this Kalista snowball, and it's really just going to turn into a crazy Kalista in the late game. Team Vitality, great at baiting this game. Caps is going to get baited into taking this trade with the Jace. However, he doesn't know that the bot lane is coming down from the Rift side. They're going to try and take this team fight. However, watch the Aphelios, he misses, and the Sion, great pick on the backside, going to be able to make sure Aphelios isn't able to do a lot of damage. And look at Jankos and Caps. They try to walk up to the river to kill the Gragas. However, they're just going to get collapsed on by the entire Team Vitality. They're just going to be able to zone off the Aphelios so that he's not able to do any damage. Wonder does trade a kill back. However, that's not enough. That's a 4-for-1 trade for Vitality, and they got the Rift. And Kalista starting to scale even more. She's 2-0 now. The Jace has a lot of pressure as well, and this is just where things fall off from here. Another fight, we're going to see Caps pull the trigger too early. He engages on the Gragas, and even though they one-shot him pretty much instantly, not who they wanted to solo out. They need the Kalista. We're going to see Sion and Jace going to be able to get into the backline, make sure that Aphelios dies early, make sure that Mickey's taken out so there's no more saving on the side of G2. Jankos is going to get picked off. Wonder's going to get picked off. Another 4-for-2 rather for Team Vitality. They're just going to be able to push this all the way out. They do get a Baron off of that once the team spawns back, and with all the pressure that they had already, they just push it out and win the game. So what were G2's real problems? It really all kind of stems from bad drafts, and it also stems from weird macro plays where they kind of have this what they call Yasuo mindset, where they think that they can take fights that they really can't, engaging on the wrong people and picking the wrong times to fight. G2 is known to just be this team who can always come back, but when they're taking awkward fights where they're not really in position and their man's down and they're not CCing or peeling the right people, it's never going to work out no matter how great of players you are. If they can get back to this solid macro and crazy micro playing team, they're going to be able to win games like they did against Mad Lions, and they're going to be able to see more success in the future. So that's all I got for you this week on the Rift Review, guys. Thanks so much for joining me. If you want to see more content like this and more episodes later on, make sure you subscribe to the channel and comment down below what your favorite LCS team is. I'll start to take a look into those and do a Rift review on each one of those. But until next time, we'll see you guys around, and thank you very much.